All right, what's up, guys? It's been a little bit of a while before I last made one of these. A lot's changed. A lot's fucking changed. I deleted the other videos because it was just me talking to a wallpaper for like an hour to 2 hours. And I liked the format, but the stuff I talked about in it has kind of changed. Not so my opinions on things, rather my situation in life. And instead of me getting tempted and like listening back to them, I think it would be better for my mental health if I just deleted all of them outright. And that's exactly what I did. New stage of life. It is New Year's Eve, or wait, New Year's Eve. I think there's 31 days in December, and I'm just living life. Welcome to the first redo of Yap-Sesh. My name is Cooper, and we're gonna retry this one more time and hope that nothing tragic happens to make me reset this again. We're going with a different format today. Instead of wallpaper, we're going to probably end up doing some sort of gameplay in the background. That way, it's kind of like a TikTok with Subway Surfers in the bottom of the screen type beat, where if you just want to listen to listen to the voices, listen to listen to the conversation itself, and just want to play a game in the background or just have it to mindlessly talk to, this is definitely a good option for that. I'm just providing a little bit of gameplay on the side, just to kind of compensate for the discussion. That way, you have something to look at or, stem off of whenever you get bored. There's going to be something on the screen for you to look at that's like mildly entertaining. What that gameplay is for me recording right now, I do not know. The episodes are probably going to change in what game. So whoever this gets out to, you can pick the game and, whatever you want to see. A game that I'm kind of deeply in right now is Forza and the racing games at the minute. But it could change it could change tomorrow. I played the absolute junk out of Detroit Become Human. I know that's probably not the best game to have in a background when situational awareness is very much needed for that game, but it's always gonna be up there. I'll find something, but it might be Expedition 33, one of the greatest games of all time that I've ever played. It could be Cyberpunk, could be Forza, could be CS. It's probably gonna be CS, to be honest, but I have to find probably an hour or two of that eventually. But what you're not going to see is the screen that I have right now, which gives me topics that I came up with, and I did not use AI. However, we will get into AI in this. Not a lot, just glossing over it. This is kind of a redo of episode 1, so it's more of just about me and kind of introducing myself and just random topics as it goes along. As opposed to the good old, random topics showing up. There's not really a theme to this one, like a pilot. But I do want to go into a theme, certain amount. I don't know, I kind of want to delve into a theme. One of my favorite podcasts ever, Clueless, you don't really have a specific thing that you're going for, but their genre that they do is gaming. They are gaming streamers. They're gaming YouTubers. That is their full-time job. So what they know most about is gaming and maybe a little niche things. I know Pezzy is a speedrunning guy, so he knows a lot about speedrunning tech and things like that. But other things like Pokemon and all that, I'm not too big on Pokemon, but it's whatever, At the end of the day, it's mindlessness, and that's just what I'm in for. But I love listening to them. But another sports podcast, I forget the name of it right now, but it's by Barstool, and it's exclusively about sports. It's like football, and sometimes it's basketball, I'm sure. But Pardon My Take, that's what it's called. That's a good one. I don't think I'm going to be on football for long, or any sport really, besides Formula One. That is my sport. I adore Formula One. That is like that in golf. I don't really like watching golf. I go to the tournaments sometimes, and that is honestly, to me, going around and experiencing that is way more fun than watching the sport at home. Just because it's the environment. It's, I'm going for the experience and golf and just enjoying watching incredible golf, while taking it in the environment with the people. That to me is way better than watching it at home, and I'm sure that's why they sell it all the time. But anyway, a little bit about myself. I am 20 years old, youngin', youngest in my family, a family of four. I'm from the South, in the good old state of Georgia. You can't dox me, because I hope you don't dox me, but you never know. Yeah, that's pretty much as surface level as it gets, but I've been doing this whole YouTube thing on and off for, 12 years. I think since I was like 8 years old. I think I made a channel when I was 8 years old. And it never really took off. This is probably the most amount of subscribers I've ever had. All my other channels. I have 2 channels actually, now that I'm up here. I have Cooper, and then Hacer. I'll probably put a link to both of them anyway, even though I kind of want them to be disestablished, but one of them is going to be like my video essay and like edits that I do, like mini passion projects. Hacer is the channel for that. Cooper is my like gaming and funny moments channel, where I just showcase that my friends are funny and I want to show off how funny they are to the world in the least offensive way possible, even though with them that's not a thing. What is the first thing I want to talk about today? I guess in order to kind of grasp who I am, it's kind of good to kind of discuss the little personal topics, I guess. So I think the first thing I'm going to start with is the Mount Rushmore of YouTube. I grew up with, I think, the best era of YouTube ever, because it was where everything was not so strict, but it also was when like YouTube was well established. So I'm talking like 2013 to like 2019 was probably the best years of YouTube ever, and even then it fell off in 2019. But I'm not well versed enough in YouTube to put Smosh in my Mount Rushmore. I don't think, I get why they're up there, but to me, I don't know them enough to be up there. And I'm also not putting Mr. Beast up there. There's something off about the guy, and I like that he's doing philanthropic things, but to me, he hasn't cemented himself as someone as good as PewDiePie. At least not Mount Rushmore worthy. Not to me yet. And also he's been stuck in like a bunch of controversies, way more than PewDiePie has, and he's been stuck in like one, and he recovered from that like historically well. So I'm putting PewDiePie up there. With that, you have to put Markiplier and Jacksepticeye up there. You have to. Jacksepticeye has been cemented, and so is Markiplier, as some of the greatest gaming YouTubers of our generation. Nobody's going to get better than them when they're doing it. I don't watch Jacksepticeye anymore. I kind of, respectfully, he kind of fell off for me, but I will never get tired of watching a Markiplier video. Never. Also, I got tickets to go see Iron Lung in exactly a month from today. And that is, I am so thrilled and excited to do that. Just as, I grew up watching this guy, and next thing you know, he's directing a movie. Like, are you fucking kidding me? How many things are on Mount Rushmore? Is it 4 or 5? I'm assuming it's 4. So you have those 3. You have PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, but the 4th one, it kind of can shift, every now and again, I guess. I mean, that's kind of what makes the 4th one kind of good. It's an audible play here. For me, ooh, this is a great one. For me, low key, Fitz could be up there. For me, Fitz could be up there. Let me know. Good lord. I might put Moist Critical Charlie up here actually. Not because of anything in particular, but it's just the fact that there's one person who has probably the most respective audience, and never causes any problems, but voices the people so well. It's Moist Critical, and at this point right now, I'm putting him on the Mount Rushmore. He's so unproblematic, and it's alarming how good he is at saying that. And it's one of those things where it's like, I like you a lot, please don't be into kids, because unfortunately that is now a YouTube trend, and that fucking sucks. So I like him. I'm putting him on the Mount Rushmore. Please do not be into children. That's mine. Everything is very subject to change. We could definitely come back here and it could just be completely fucking different. However, I think the one constant that's going to stay on the Mount Rushmore is PewDiePie and Markiplier. Jacksepticeye might not be, just because he fell off in my head, but it's the fact that I grew up with him. Low key, like a lot of my humor was based off of what Jacksepticeye was saying, especially in Happy Wheels. Like, I was that weird motherfucker in middle school, who would just, it was loud for no reason. But I mean, Jesus, I've changed a lot. I was also a fat fuck, and I still, like, I'm not really, but I mean, I could be up there. Oh, let's see. There's no Mount Rushmore of YouTube. I mean, I guess we have to go adjacent to that, and we have to do the Mount Rushmore of Twitch, right? I'm not huge into Twitch. I don't know a lot about Twitch. But if you can get, for me, if you were able to become a Twitch streamer without the heavy use of YouTube, I guess, but more so if you could become somebody and maintain relevancy all the time in Twitch and not be problematic, I consider you one of the GOATs. With that being said, Ludwig is up there. Ludwig is absolutely a Mount Rushmore of Twitch. He's good at what he does. He maintains a great audience consistently. And I think he was a backbone of Twitch for a very long time. And I still think he is. Even though he did that switch to YouTube, I still think he stayed on Twitch perfectly fine and relevant on Twitch. Queso's a GOAT. He's also one of the most unproblematic people, but he hasn't been on YouTube long enough, like Most Critical has, to be on their Mount Rushmore. However, he's grown so quickly on Twitch, and he's just that is the epitome of a Twitch streamer. Someone who plays games, has a good audience, is a nice guy, and makes a shit ton of money doing it. Queso's your guy. Two other people, I'm gonna probably put Ninja up here. Accomplished a lot of streaming goals, set a bunch of records. Like, he was insane. He's still relevant today, even after the whole Fortnite thing and everything like that. He's still fucking like a GOAT. Like, I think he cements himself as a prominent figure. Someone who's the most popular. If you say XQC, everybody's gonna know this motherfucker if they know gaming. XQC 100% is on this list. It is no debate. That motherfucker knows exactly what he's doing. He's rich as shit. He's making millions and millions and millions of dollars. I don't think I'll ever see any amount of money in my life that even equates to how much money he has. And it's not even close. That motherfucker knows what he's doing at all times. Maybe not all the time, because it doesn't sound like he has a lot going on up there, but that motherfucker is good at one thing, and it's Twitch streaming. So, with that being said, there's both my whatchamacallits, Mount Rushmores of modern media, at least video media. So, with that being said, we're gonna kind of stay on this kind of gaming and media trend, at least for a little bit. To be honest, I have no idea how this podcast is like going to segue or keep going. But I just have a bunch of topics here in front of me, and I'm just kind of talking through them, and if something flows from that, then it does. If not, fucking cool. We'll just revert back to the old list, I guess. We can kind of talk about what I used to do. Oh my god, yeah, you know what, we're definitely going to talk about this. I've probably had 9 channels, 10 channels on YouTube before I just settled with this one. I'm not going to say the names because they're still out there. I just forgot to log in, and, you know, they're definitely still out there. I've looked at, I think I have a notepad on here with all of my ats, so whenever I want to go look at a YouTube channel, I can fucking put it in. I can see my old edits and shit. Oh my god. So I never had a PC until 2019, and before then I had a PS4, and I would record on the PS4, and then I would use the fucking software that was on the PlayStation, the editing software on the PlayStation, which was the worst editing software I've ever had the displeasure of using, ever. It was horrible. I wouldn't recommend anyone ever using it. I'm surprised I used it for the 4 years that I did. I had it from 2015 to 2019. So shocked I used it for that long. Anyways, you were only allowed like 50 cuts in a video per video. So if you had a file, you were only allowed 50 cuts. You couldn't insert clips. And it was horrid. You couldn't take outside audio. So let's say I wanted to put music behind anything, I had to put YouTube music on my phone and then record it through my microphone, and you could hear everything. You can tell 100% that it was recorded through my microphone. It was horrible. It was absolutely atrocious. And I grinded that shit. I uploaded probably once a month, and then I went on a streak where I would record several videos. Like, I would come home from fucking middle school, run up to my room, or the playroom, or the game room that we called it, and play nothing but like Overwatch and Rocket League for like 6 hours straight. And I would just grind out videos. And then I made enough videos where it'd be daily uploads, and then I uploaded daily for like a month. And I got 0 traction from it, obviously, because editing was shit. But I mostly did like montages and like, oh, look at my cool shit. And then I did like a let's play every now and again, but my voice was so light that it didn't fucking matter. No one wanted to listen to a squeaker's voice for like 30 minutes, and then with like the most mediocre editing of all time. Like, no one wanted to do that shit. Rightfully so. I wouldn't, like, if I was a stranger, I wouldn't want to do that either. I mean, so no, I every time I see a video like that on YouTube right now that gets recommended to me, I skip it so fast. So no, I get it, but what a life. And I always thought that every time I would upload, I would wait like a year or something like that. Or no, I'd wait like a year to 6 months, 6 months to a year. And if I didn't get any traction, I would give up, like go to a different channel. I would get a new idea for a channel, and just completely start anew. And I didn't get over like 15 subs, never. And spoiler alert, 7 of those subs were me, because of all the previous emails I had. Who gave a fuck? I'm gonna subscribe to myself. So 90% of the shit was me. Anyways, so I mean, moving past, I kept fucking grinding out these YouTube videos, and nothing ever caught traction. And until there was one montage that like permanently ingrained in my head, and it's not good either. Somebody under the first ever comment that wasn't like first ever comment on a video ever was a hate comment, and it was this guy that said, "You need to learn how to fucking edit, buddy. This sucks." And I like remember reading that, and I was the first ever dislike I've ever gotten on a video, and it was the first ever comment, and I was like, this fucking sucks. And like it didn't make me give up, but it was the fact that like that viewer had no idea what shit I was working with, and it just made me so angry. But I didn't want to like put it in a comment like, "Hey dude, fuck you," So whatever, and it made me so angry. So I tried to find cool ways to like get off of this stupid ass PlayStation editing software, and nothing fucking came to fruition because I didn't have any PCs or anything like that to take my footage off the PlayStation and edit. So, we just kind of stuck with the unfortunate PlayStation thing until 2019 when I got a computer for the first time. And then I started these channels, and I've kept on them for 6 years, but I've gotten to 138 subs, 135, and nothing's changed. My editing has slowly gotten better. It's improved. Not a lot, but that's because I don't really have a lot of time for editing. I'm in college. I mean, I don't really have a lot of time to do that, especially when I'm having massive like college credit classes and shit like that. Like it's just difficult. But for the longest time, I've always wanted you to do my forever job. I wanted to not be one of those people that, drops out of college and pursues YouTube full time, but one of those people who, if my full-time job doesn't work out, I have something to fall back to, like something that makes a stable like 50, 60K, but I can still have a full-time job, and I can still have, the luxury of a full-time job with a family and do all of that, but still have the luxury of, hey, if all else fails and my job becomes fucking useless, I can just grind out YouTube and just see how that works, but at least I'm getting some form of stable income. That was the dream. I never really wanted it to be like my everything, despite the fact that you can make millions, but to me, it just seems like after you do it, the burnout is unlike anything you would ever have, because your entire life would be just these screens. It would just be these monitors. It would just be your phone. I would get so mind jammed of everything that I just wouldn't know what to do with myself. Like, I would get sick of looking at anything like that, and I wouldn't be able to like ground myself because everything is so digital now. And I would lose money not going live, and I would lose money not putting out a video and everything like that. Like I feel like my mental would just crash. So the healthy medium is to have like that healthy distance between to and fro. That was the dream. That's always been the dream. I think no matter how old I am, I'm going until like I reach like 50, but I'm always going to try to upload a video. No matter how long it is in between, I'm going to always try to do something. A good example is on my Cooper channel, my gaming montage channel. The last time I uploaded a video ever was, I think it was before I left for college. It was a grounded video. It was 2 years ago. Almost 3. So the summer of my junior year, it'll be 3 years, which is crazy to me. It would be 3 years at that point, and it would be my senior year summer. And that's the last video I've ever recorded or uploaded. I have good ones. I have my Ready or Not, But We Were Not Ready video, which reached 413 views, which was insane to me. And then we have Getting Thalassophobia with the Boys, which was 192 views, which was fucking nuts for me at the time. Like, I still freak out looking at those numbers because it just takes me back to the good old days back then. And then I got my friend to play Grounded with me, which was funny, and I could definitely edit the video better now than I did 3 years ago, but a big issue was the mic quality back then. Like, I still had I had the same microphone, but my friend Zach in the video, his mic was an old HyperX headset, and his was bad, dude. His was bad. Like laughably bad. He now has my microphone. I now luckily have a Shure SM7B. But I mean, it was laughably bad. I'm talking like off the wazoo bass of nothing you've ever experienced before. But I still wanted to edit it, whatever. I'm working on a video right now, which is heavily in progress. And it's me now kind of in that new humor, but I'm also editing better, and I'm making it more like personable, if that makes sense. Like, instead of it just being voices and subtitles on a screen, it's now like certain little emojis or something, GIFs, to kind of like give a vibe to like the tone of the video, which kind of, it adds a lot more than I thought it would. And then I'm starting to mess with audio and screen, like the fucking more visualizing of everything as opposed to just putting more emphasis on what's being said. Now you can kind of see the hilarity behind everything. So it kind of adds more to the humor of everything. So I'm improving in that way, and I'm kind of proud of it, to be honest. But it's a lot. It's a lot of work that I'm excited for, but we haven't. There's a threshold that I reach that if I can rewatch a clip multiple times and laugh every single time while I'm editing it, then I'll keep it. But after a while, if I get tired of it, then I'll cut it out. There's a specific part that I'm thinking of in the video that I know whenever I log back in and I start editing on DaVinci, I'm gonna cut it out and it's gone. And it's like a 20-second segment, but I'm like halfway done and it's taken me about 4 months to make, which sucks. But it's in holistically, that's not a bad ratio, especially for a funny clips video. Like if I wanted to make let's plays and shit, I think I could do that, but at this point in my life, I prefer playing these solo games by myself and just kind of enduring it, but like by myself, like experience everything by myself. But I don't know, at this point in my life, I might end up fucking doing let's plays and shit just because I miss uploading so much. This kind of segues. The reason I stopped uploading and doing all that shit and editing and everything is just solely because I had a toxic relationship I didn't know I was in, and she stopped me from editing and making videos and all of that. And it was just one of those things that when you're in a relationship, it kind of sucks out of you. And I had no idea, which is brutally unfortunate because I definitely was going to, at least I think, go pretty far with it if I had the time. But unfortunately, I wasn't granted that. So now I'm kind of back into it because I'm now finding myself again, and which I'm very grateful for. So I'm now kind of moving back into what I want to do and what I'm trying to do, and finding myself is now making these videos and hanging out with these friends on Discord and doing what I want to fucking do. And as opposed, because dude, it was just like anything she wanted to do, I had to do it. And if I wanted to go hang out and be with my friends, that wasn't an option. It was, I had to be with her friends, and her friends were my friends, no other friends. Which was brutally unfortunate, and it really sucked out my soul and just really ruined me. Ruined my mental, because it put me in a fucking hole. But I'm working my way back. All of my college career was her, but now I have a year and a half to put myself back together. And I'm doing that by doing this. I think this is a very healthy alternative, as opposed to pursuing anything else that might negatively influence me, such as, like smoking and doing shit like that. Like, I'm just not going to do that. So instead, I'm editing videos. How healthy, Anyway, instead of the trauma dump, I apologize for that, any viewer who may be out there. It might be me in the future. Sorry, had to cough. Now my voice is really better. But yeah, the video that I'm editing right now, I think it's really good. I think it's one of my best. But what I'm 100% sure is what's going to happen is I'm going to upload this video, and then it's going to get maybe 50 views on my main, and which sucks. And I'm not going to promote it through TikTok because I don't have TikTok. It's so toxic on my head, I deleted it. And I feel a lot better, to be honest. Not a lot of mind fog. And that's probably one of the things I'm most grateful for, is the fact that I no longer have any fucking confusion in my head. And having to doom scroll in order to fulfill a certain, like, mind criteria. So I'm very grateful for that. So I can't do that through TikTok, and Reddit fucking hates me because I did self promo for a long time, and now whenever they see me pop up on different Reddits, they fucking ban me. And it's all just like, my friend uploaded this video, it's pretty cool, you should check it out. Or like, oh my god, I saw this video, you should definitely check it out. And people picked up on it immediately because I mean, you need maybe half a brain cell to figure out that I'm self-promoting. So they caught on to it pretty quick and pretty got me fucking down in a chokehold. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but we're gonna work past it. And hope, I guess, just for the best. Next thing is just my computer, I guess. With streaming becomes a new need for, or streaming, editing, and all that becomes a new need for modernity and modern systems in order to edit. And one of the most negative things ever is the fact that now I need a modern system that can compute and keep up with this system, like, or the new games and all of that, so I can edit these fucking modern games and all this shit. I have a good setup right now. I have a decent, it's decent. I would say it's above average, but it's definitely not anything new anymore. I desperately need new monitors more than anything, to be honest. I need more than just a 1080p monitor with 165 hertz. That's exactly what I have now, but I definitely need like a what is it, 3440 by 1440 or something like that. I need, or like a 4K monitor. I definitely need one of those. But I have a 6600 XT, Ryzen 7 3700X, 32 gigabyte RAM, DDR4. I have like 12 terabytes of storage in my PC. Half of it's hard drive, unfortunately. What else am I missing? What's like important? I have like an 850 watt power supply. It's modular. It's Corsair. It's a RM850X, I think it's what it's called. And then I use a Height Y60 case. Right now, at least this Christmas, I got the Shure SM7B. That was one of the main Christmas gifts that I got. But another thing that I got was the beginning components of my computer, along with some money to help buy specific specs. Unfortunately, I was only able to get the RM1000X, which is the 1000 watt Corsair power supply. It's also modular. So I'm improving the power supply because I'm buying a new build completely. I got a B850 motherboard. I'm trying to get into AM5 and DDR5 RAM, which is the worst time to do it right now, unfortunately. And then I recently got an Arctic Freeze, I think that's what it's called, Arctic Freeze CPU cooler, which is the liquid cooler with the 3 fans that attaches usually to the top of the PC. I'm really stoked about that. I've never had one of those. I've always had this like cooler master that attaches to the top of the PC and just kind of sticks there, or like the default AMD cooler that comes with the PC doesn't fucking work anymore. But I have the potential here I don't have the potential. I'm going to make 2 PCs out of the setup. So I have 3 cases. I've had my pre-built, which doesn't work anymore, and it died like a year after I got it because iBuyPower sucks at making PCs, and you know, the motherboard that they had was terrible, and it died within a year. Then I got a pre-built, or not a pre-built. Then I custom built another one, and that was a mini ATX case. Which had, I think it was 16 gigabyte RAM with a Ryzen 7 2700, or is it a Ryzen 5? I think it was a Ryzen 5 2700 with a 1070, 1070 Ti? No, it's just a 1070. And then like 3 terabyte hard drive, 800 watt copper power supply, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's one PC that I have. If I just have another motherboard, I'm set on that one. This next PC that I'm having is one, and then I'm just going to take everything out of this High Y60 case and put it in my iBuyPower pre-built case, because everything fits, fortunately. I put everything in that pre-built case, and that's one PC. My mini ATX PC can stay in it, and then I'll have that one, and then all of the new shit that I'm buying goes in this Height Y60, and it's fucking golden. However, right now, as some of you may or may not know, crucial. The people who make RAM are cutting off their link to consumer purchasing and letting AI companies buy out all of their RAM. And so now RAM is now $900 for 64 gigabytes, which means if you want to buy 32, which is what I want to do, it's about $450. So my PC part picker right now, my 3 parts that I need are $1,000, which is not ideal. I think I'm looking for a AMD 9700 XT. I think that's the graphics card that I want or need, and then I'm trying to get a 9700X CPU with 32 gigabyte Corsair RAM, or not Corsair, but just RAM, DDR5, obviously. However, with that being said, RAM, when I bought it for this Height Y60 PC that I currently have, it was like $130 for 32 gigs. Now, it's a casual I think it was $437 last I checked for 32, which is unfucking believable. And the fact that AI, usually, the way I thought about it like a year or two ago was the fact that AI should increase production of these parts and therefore make it more available to consumers, but also make it more available to big businesses who are using AI, because indirectly in my head, the people who would be buying this RAM would be big businesses, not buying necessarily in bulk. But I don't know. I'm a business major, and the fact that I didn't think of this was fucking stupid. But then again, I was a freshman, thinking of this when it was starting to become like, oh, ChatGPT, blah blah blah, like everything. But either way, I thought somehow it was going to balance to where between consumers and AI companies can find like a good median to where the prices could stay the same, and then we got fucked. However, now I think it was ASUS that is going to be taking up the throne of RAM construction, and so now they're going to be making RAM in 2026 for consumer purchasing. And I'm so excited. I don't give a fuck I actually do give a fuck about how slow it is. I don't care. The ones I have right now are like 2700, I think. Slow as shit. I need faster shit. I need fucking faster, motherfucker. So, anything higher than that, I'm gonna snag. 32 gigabyte DDR5, and they're also picking up GPUs, because GPUs are bad because you need RAM to make a GPU, and you can't really, you have to have one to have the other, and if you don't have RAM, you don't have a GPU. So they're also picking up GPU production, which saves my fucking ass, especially during this time. But my entire goal is to have this PC for many years, because I'm probably going to finish this PC and then I'm going to become a senior in college, and I have no idea when the next time me, a senior in college, is going to have the time and the money to afford another PC upgrade, especially in this economy, so I'm trying to make this the biggest and baddest PC ever while I can. The only problem is I want this to be built ideally by like March, April, my birthday around, my birthday's, April 16th. So I'm like, I'm really trying to get that smack dab right there. However, some complications, not really complications, but they're more like little, hey, this is something to look forward to. I'm going to study abroad in Chile, the last week of February and the first week of March. So that's under my business school. I'm going to study abroad there. It's part of my degree. Have to do it. Unfortunately, that costs a lot of money, and that's, that sucks out potential PC budget. Then, for my 21st birthday, because I'm turning 21, I'm fucking sick like that. My 21st birthday, my ass got gifted early tickets to the Miami Grand Prix of Formula One, May 1st through the 3rd. Son of a bitch. So my ass is gonna be in Miami, which means on my 21st birthday, which means liquor, which means F1 merch, which means even more F1 merch, which means even more liquor. So that's going to influence the budget pretty heavily. And then, I shit you not, 2 weeks after that, my ass is going to study abroad again, and I'm going to Greece for 3 weeks, which is going to influence the budget even more. So, ideally, the situation's kind of fucked because I want, at the end of the day, it's probably going to be about July by the time I have this sitch locked down, to be honest. So the fact that I have 3 heavy hitters, not really heavy hitters, but for 3 decent hitters knocked out of the way, and then I could nudge my paycheck, kind of grawl it in, to kind of maybe snag a CPU, or if RAM gets cheap over the next couple months, maybe grab that RAM. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, shit, dude. GPUs are like $900 now, so I really gotta reach for that fucking shit, dude. And that's gonna blow. That's gonna blow fresh cock. That's gonna suck. And I'm not really looking forward to doing that whole process, my man. So with that being said, how this is gonna go, no fucking clue. When I'm gonna get it done, no fucking clue. But I'm really excited for it. Because just the fact that I got a Shure SM7B and a new motherboard over Christmas was unfucking believable. I kind of threw that motherboard in as yeah, fuck it, I'll need it eventually, and I just don't feel like buying it. So, please, and it was the cheapest one. I didn't want it was the cheapest thing other than a CPU cooler, but they were on back order when I asked for them. So I didn't. It was just it was a empty net. I wasn't gonna give my parents a thing where it's hey, you need to get this for me, or can you get this for me, and then they're not gonna be able to get it. So I bought it myself. I bought it last week. I also bought the power supply last week. Day after Christmas, snagged that shit from Best Buy. Thank you. Because it was $180 online, or it was $190 online, and I got it at Best Buy for $140. So snagged that bitch. And then the motherboard, I think, was $189, which holistically is not bad for a motherboard, especially a modern one, especially when it's such a big upgrade from mine. I think I have an ROG B550 or something like that, or a B450, either one of those. And so the fact that I now have a B850, my fucking God. And now that I'm going from a 6600 to a 90 or something like that, holy fucking shit. Why? I've missed many generations of GPUs. And this is a used GPU. This is my friend's old graphics card that I snagged off of him for $300. Barely. It works, and it's great, and I love it. I love this thing so much. This has saved my ass like you wouldn't believe. I might still have a 1070. No, I wouldn't. But I don't think I would have anything better than a 6600 XT. I wouldn't. So, thank you, Zach. Love you, buddy. But, I mean, man. Ugh, what is going on? But, anyways, sorry. Texting. Ooh, boys, I got some lore. There's this. I don't know if I should say this, because I don't know who's going to have access to this recording when I put it on the internet. Digital footprint and everything, right, guys? Then we're going to hold that one back, because I don't know if they'll see this yet. It wasn't anything bad. It was more I got excited and I wanted to talk about them, but not yet. Not yet. Because I'll drop a little nugget of information. There's this somebody who in a month is coming to see Iron Lung with me, and it's someone that I've admired for a very long time. And we finally worked out something, and it's coming to fruition, and it's something that I've waited a very long time for. Not while I was in a relationship, but outside of it. Something I've waited a very long time for. So, I'm excited. I'm very excited. Anyways, um, for me, music, guys. We all like music, right? This is when I'm gonna open up my phone here, because music is something I value very highly. I'm a very big vinyl collector. That was a lot of my spending habit was records. Still is. I'm a big soundtrack and modern alternative and pop guy. However, I do dabble in rock, 80s rock and things like that. If anybody has, by the way, this is a very niche band, so I won't be surprised if nobody knows this band, but they also split in like 2021. If anybody has the, what's it called? Surfing on Mars? What's this called? What album is this called? If anybody has Stranger Days by Mako Road, that album, I'll give you like 100 for it. Just want to dish that out. And if anybody has that album, I want it really badly. If anybody has that, I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, just some music. My favorite artists right now of all time. Billy Joel is my favorite artist of all time. Then it's probably John Bellion as a 2. John Bellion in the 2 is, yeah, good shout. John Bellion in the 2. Joji's top 5. Joji can be top 5. If anybody's ever heard of Congress the Band, I think they're like 6 for 6 with songs. If you like a little bit of alternative and a little bit of alternative rock, country, Congress the Band is the place for that. So that's my second. Wait, no. Billy Joel, John Bellion, Congress the Band. I'll put Joji in the 4. Sabrina Carpenter in the 5. AJR in the 6. No, Weekend in 6. I could put AJR in the 7th with confidence. Future Birds in the 8. If anybody knows this, no, hold on. Let's see. Low key. Tame Impala in the 9. And then, yeah, I don't really mind that. And then, no, if David wasn't convicted of murder, I would put you in 10. Well, you were wrongly convicted. You were proven innocent. But I'm waiting on another album from you, to be honest. I'll put Make a Road in the 10. I like Make a Road in the 10. Those are my 10. Like for me right now, my current of all time. That's like where I stand on that. My albums. Shit. This is a great segue, guys. The Stranger by Billy Joel is my favorite album of all time. Then I gotta go Father Figure by John Bellion. Have to. That album is poetic. Straight poetry. Then I gotta go Stranger Days by Make a Road. There's not a bad song on that album. It's perfect. Then Nectar by Joji. Then Stranger Days by Make a Road. Low key, then I gotta do Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter because damn, that's a good album and I love it. Motherfucker, dude, I have to go After Hours at the Weekend. That's no skips. That's a no skip album. I don't know how many that was, but I'm gonna stop there just because that's like my music taste. I feel like that encapsulates my music taste pretty well. However, I do listen to everything. I'm a very wide variety individual. I listen to everything, but I don't like how country is nowadays. I don't like this Morgan Wallen guy. I don't like him. The way that you're making it, and then I don't like the fact that there's trap in country now. Like how there's like weird trap beats in country. Get the fuck out of country. That's not country. You're turning it into rap and it's gross. That's coworker music, man. Keep that shit out. Fucking weird. That gets on my fucking nerves. Whenever people listen to that, you're stop. Fucking stop. But yeah. Ugh. That gets segue into movies, right? Like, we are getting to the end of the year. Getting to it, motherfucker. We've reached it. Oh, dude, I'm going to see Marty Supreme today. It's 12:50 a.m. on the 30th of December, by the way. So I'm staying up late to record this because like I wanted to talk and I wanted to make a video today, but I got tagged in in one of my friend's Discord servers, and I said I would join. And last minute, I wanted to record something, but I didn't want to cancel on the guys, so I joined anyway, and I played for like an hour. We played Forza. Um. Anyway, so that kind of put a damper on the whole video thing. I have Audacity open and everything. I was ready to fucking go. I have no idea what I was going to record either. But I'm seeing all these like best of videos, and I don't know. Every time I watch a best of video, it's like, damn, I wanted to upload so bad. And I've always wanted to make like a best of my channel and everything, but right now I have 3 videos and I have everything private, but sometimes I go back and I watch them. My videos are shit. My private videos are shit. Dude, I'm very glad I have them privated just because some are good. Some are good. I have a solo upload of whatchamacallit. I have a solo upload of me playing Grounded. I'm opening it right now. It's probably that sound effect that just happened. Of me playing Grounded. I have an Insurgency video that I think is kind of funny that got 230 views that I just kept quiet. And why is that privated? The fuck? Make that public. That's good views for me. Yeah, but this Grounded video was good. I have a Modern Warfare 2 video that got 128 views, but the audio in it's really bad, and I don't really fuck with that. But then I have like these no context clips videos, and I had a series on my channel where it was just one of these. It's a funny moments video, but it's one of these like funny clips videos where you don't really know the full story of what's going on, but what's being said in my head back then was really funny. But this was almost 4 years ago. It was 4 years ago. The first one I've ever uploaded. Let me see. All the way down here. Yeah, it was 4 years ago. Almost 5. So, I mean, need I say more, really? But, I mean, I'm kind of been getting on this, kind of this good wave here, and I never really noticed it, but I've gotten, like, 145 views, 123 views. 85 is not bad. So, I mean, I'm kind of happy with the numbers. I had one that had 115 views, and that was in 2020. Wow. So, I'm kind of surprised at the numbers that I did back then. But, comma space, however, kind of impressed by this. I'm not even gonna lie. I never really looked back at these numbers holistically. Anyways, now I'm at this point where I want to make more videos, and I'm at this humility and also awareness that the shit back then when I was 15 years old is no longer funny for someone who's 20 fucking years old. So a lot of my audience was heavily preying on the fact that it was people that were 15 and 13-year-olds, whereas now I am 20 years old and I have a bigger grasp on what the fuck is funny and what isn't. And I'm no longer the socially awkward motherfucker that I was back then, at least not as much anymore. So, I mean, I'm kind of grateful about that. So the awareness is nice. However, it does grant me the very negative fact that I have such a strict editing style now, to where now it's permitting, like, completely not allowing me to make a video without it taking months and months and months and months and months, and relying on these incredibly niche but really funny jokes that maybe are like 3 seconds long, 5 with a laugh track, like 5 with us laughing, and then I need you need about 12 of them to make a minute, and then I need about 8 of those, or I need 8 minutes, so I need 96 of those clips. Like, you don't get those without them being scripted. And one of my favorite things about having friends that no shit with the friends that I have, nothing scripted. You can't script half the shit that my friends say. So, good God, fellas, it is brutal. It's brutal nature here. But I mean, that's also kind of why I want to watch, like, stream, is because Elastic Droid, I don't know if anybody knows him, one of my favorite YouTubers currently, he started, his YouTube channel kicked off with funny streaming moments, and he doesn't do them anymore, and I really wish he did, because those are my favorite videos that he did. But it was just him streaming, and it was just him and his other streaming friends doing funny shit, and it still sticks. When I was 14, I thought it was funny, or when I was like 15, I thought it was funny. I still think it's funny. And half the video I don't, but that's just because we age. And, you know, back then, everybody was different from everybody back then. So, you know, more shit stuck back then. But now it's just like, it's not as funny, but I still really enjoy the energy that the video provided and kind of how organic everything felt. Whereas, like, now, I like watching the videos, but it's not as organic as, like, everything else that I've seen, you know, like back in the past. I want to stream because that would kind of help me make content more organically, because it kind of combines me the Let's Play aspect, and then I can make a video out of it. And be like, this was streamed live, you can come see it, blah, 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 and then I can turn it into a video, and, like, if I ever have a chat, it'll incorporate the chat really well, and, like, everything would just work out so perfectly, and I'm such a big fan of the thought of that, and I want it to work so badly, you know, I really want it to, and I, you know, me thinking about it right now, I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow when I wake up. I think I'm gonna, when I go to bed, I think tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, and I'm gonna stream something, and that footage might be used in this podcast. No, I probably won't, but, I think I'm gonna use that thought and transfer it over to a Let's Play video. I have no idea what I'm gonna Let's Play, but, like, shit, if anybody sees this, no one's gonna see this before tomorrow morning, but I'm probably gonna play, I don't know, fucking something. It can't be Clair Obscura Expedition 33, because I've fucking played that. I probably is gonna end up being a Baldur's Gate 3 solo run, because I've played it a little bit with my friend Zach, which I adore that motherfucker. It's probably gonna be that. Just because that feels like the most, like, easy thing to do at the minute. However, it could be Forza, it could be fucking Persona 5, it could be, I do need to finish Spider-Man 2. So it might be that. But I have to finish it. I haven't fucking started it. I don't know. We'll figure it out as time goes. You know, I've learned that you can't overthink everything, and that is the one thing that I'm good at, is overthinking everything. It's probably gonna be Uncharted, actually. Oh, I need to play that again, man. I fucking love that game, dude. I fucking love that game. Shit, I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. It's something that I need to put thought into, that requires a lot of, it's good reactions, it's fun, it's a game that everybody enjoys. It's not like, it could be Dispatch. Damn, Dispatch would be good, wouldn't it, for a stream, for a video? That'd be kind of fucking slick, mate. But those are also for, like, I want to edit mine, you know, and do a stream type thing, and not, like, you can see everything. Like, if you wanted to watch the entire thing, you can watch it, but then if you wanted to watch the edited version, you can. Dispatch is one of those things where you have to experience it raw, pause, but you have to, like, maybe editing it not at all is the best way to take that pause, but it low-key might be. So I might not do that. I think I'm gonna stream that exclusively, and then all of that, like, raw footage will just go straight to a video, which is fine. It's just Dispatch is kind of on that downward slope now, just because now everybody knows the outcomes of everything. Like Invisigal and Metalman. I don't know. Metamana. I don't know. They fuck, or you can do Blonde Blazer. You fuck, or apparently there's a secret ending where you have a threesome. Or something like that. I don't know. But I bought it because I wanted to play it. Dude, this winter sale has been my goat. I fucking love this winter sale. But yes, I'm gonna end up playing something, whether or not I buy it. Soon. Could be Outer Wilds. I haven't played that before, but apparently people rave about that thing. Like, my God, people rave about that bitch. It could be me trying out Arc Raiders. That would be fucking weird. Don't you have to play that with people though? Like, you can't really solo that. I mean, I'm sure you can find a way to solo queue that shit, but my God. I don't know if you can, to be honest, truth be told to you. Either way, I think we're going to find a game eventually, but I do want to try Arc Raiders. I might buy Arc Raiders and Outer Wilds tomorrow. We will see. Or I just fucking buy a Lego set, and I build a Lego set on stream. You know, that would actually be a pretty good podcast hold, is me building a fucking Lego. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to fucking see with time. But yeah, that was a fucking crazy segue, or just a fucking tangent that I was on. But yeah, what's an additional thing I could talk about? It's just more of like me as a human. I used to have a Mini Cooper. That's a fun little fact. It was red. It was a 2015 Mini Cooper Countryman S, until some lady in a Bronco slammed into me at 60 miles an hour and almost killed my dog. And then it totaled it, and now I drive a Toyota, which, hey, I love this fucking car. I love my Toyota. No diss to a Toyota. Every Toyota owner, I fucking love you, dude. Like, yeah, I love them because they're so fun to drive. My Toyota's so fun to drive. I do miss my Mini. My Mini was the funnest car I've ever had. It was also the only other car I've ever had, but I loved that thing so much. It never was reliable for more than 4 months. But man, did I fucking love that car. I adored my Mini Cooper. Like, adored it. I adored that thing. It also kind of helped me realize that, like, unironically, that I have a passion for cars because of how much I cared for that car. And how much I loved, like, watching videos, getting educated about it, and watching fucking Mini Coopers go down the Nürburgring. And I was like, wait, racing's kind of fun. And I liked F1 back then, but I'd never got fully into it until, well, shit, I started watching it because I loved watching Mini Coopers zoom down a German track. And I was like, well, let me watch faster cars go down a track. And then I fell in love with F1, and now I'm a Oscar Piastri McLaren fan and a Carlos Sainz Williams fan, because Carlos Sainz is world champion material who's been fucking screwed his entire career until he makes the best of Williams and is making a mid-tier car look like a title contender. So I'm hoping these regulations give Williams the boost that they need to become a title contender again. And then I will proudly say I am not a, what is it called when you only start following somebody because they're good at it? It's like what 90% of the Chiefs audience is. I don't remember, but it's one of them. I have never met a loyal Chiefs fan in my entire life. It's everybody who's been like, Travis Kelce's or Taylor Swift's husband and all that shit. It's always those, and I fucking hate those people. Keep Taylor Swift out of the fucking sport is the most, like, industry plant woman ever. Like, her and Ice Spice and all that are, like, industry plants, and it's so fucking annoying. I'm 90% sure if I ever get famous that saying is going to come to bite my ass. I'm going to lose all of my audience because I just said Taylor Swift fucking sucks. But I can't think of a good song that Taylor Swift's ever made because she sucks. She sucks. They are all carbon print. She is talentless. She can't dance. She has no choreography. She is the personality of a cardboard box, and I cannot wait for when she retires from music, because then, like, it'll be like sobering up for the first time, and all these Swifties are gonna be like, I have no one to listen to that is as talented as Taylor Swift, and they're gonna listen to another freaking person and be like, oh my god, she's so much better than Taylor Swift, oh my god, and then they're never become Swifties again, and it's going to be a life of luxury that I will live for the rest of my life. So yeah, there's my rant on the fact that I hate Taylor Swift, but also the fact that I hate Chiefs fans. Another fan base that I hate is the Eagles, and who else do I hate? I guess that's pretty much it. I don't like the Falcons front office, but I don't really hate their fan base because I am a part of their fan base. Shout out Julio Jones, shout out Matt Ryan, shout out Tony Gonzalez. I watched John Yost Prime. Unfortunately, 28-3. If you know, you know. That was probably the worst year of my life. Was that 2017 or 2018? If that was 2017, then yes. No, if it was 2018, then yes. But if it wasn't, then no. It was. I think it was 2017. 2017 Super Bowl. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't mind Pats fans anymore because you have Drake. Drake made May, and he's unfucking believable. I did not like you when you had Tom Brady, because you had Tom Brady. But now that you don't have Tom Brady, I think you're fine. However, the fact that you didn't really get much of a rebuild phase and now you're already back on top does piss me off. But it's fine. I like you now because of Drake May. Drake May. But everything else meh. I just don't like Chiefs. I'm so happy that the Chiefs are 6-5 and bad and suck and stupid, because they suck and they're stupid. And I want Travis Kelce to retire. I want him out of the sport, even though he's probably going to get a casting career or an acting career. I don't care. Keep him out of my sport, or keep him out of football. It's definitely not my sport, but keep him out of football. Egotistical fucking baby. That's what he is. Travis Kelce is an egotistical fucking baby, 50-year-old baby boy, and it's so annoying listening to him talk and act like a piss baby. So fuck that guy. Let's see. I guess the last thing that I can talk about is kind of how the structure of this is going to go. This isn't even on the list. But to conclude and kind of wrap up everything as kind of like a good end to a pilot is kind of anticipating when the next one will be. Gonna be honest, the whole theme of Yap-Sesh here is whenever I need to talk, it's like not a diary, but it's more just like whenever I need to talk about something, but I don't really feel like sitting in front of people and doing it, because this kind of lets me take out all of my thoughts and just spew it for like an hour to an hour and a half. And I don't know, this is kind of like a therapy method in a way, because it's just all of the thoughts that I want to do, and it's also compromised with the fact that I want to record something. So this helps me tremendously, and you know, it's nice. I enjoy this. It almost feels like there's someone on the other side, and there might be, there may or may not be, I don't know. But this helps, and you know, it's just whenever I feel like talking. It could be tomorrow. It could be 2 weeks from now. Like last time I did this, it was 2 years ago. So, you might not hear from me again. However, I do see that being very unlikely, because at this point in my life, I feel like it's kind of important to have these sorts of things. And also the fact that I'm kind of getting into my whole PC phase again and like enjoying life itself right now. Me being more active on YouTube is probably going to be a good reflection of this. However, this semester is going to be very difficult for me. I'm taking 22 credit hours, so it's going to be pretty difficult. Not gonna hold you. However, I'm looking forward to this next chapter. Because the deletion of the last videos kind of helped show that I am moving past everything. obviously, it's not really going to be a whole topic for discussion there, but I am moving past a lot of heavy shit, and I'm, improving, and that's what this kind of shows. But it's also a fact that I want this to be a thing for me. I've always wanted to do a podcast, but every time I've done one, it's fell through, and it's also been, I was 15 years old, and I did not have a podcast mindset, and I didn't have like good skills to do one, and I never really had a basis for it, but I feel like now I can talk for a while. I don't feel like I'm too boring. This is not something that is necessarily funny, I guess, but to me, it's something that could be more seen as you're driving in the car, and for me, whenever I listen to a podcast, I'm not expected to be engaged in it the entire time. However, it's just another voice as opposed to I get tired of music. So whenever I want another voice to listen to, I can put one of these on, and it almost feels like they're in the car with me, and they're talking in the car, and I don't have to pay attention to everything, but I just know that there's another voice there with me, and it's keeping me awake, and it's just fun. It doesn't have to be funny, but it's just the fact that the presence is there, and that's why I'm doing this. And shit, I'm going to be completely transparent with you. Me being the egotistical fuck I am, which I'm not really, but I'm probably going to end up putting this in the car when I'm driving home or to somewhere, just to see if I like listening to my voice or how a random viewer will approach the channel itself. Like, how would the average viewer look at this and be like, yeah, I fuck with that, or stay the fuck away from me? But to the next time I see you, whomever you are, I hope you're doing well. I hope life is treating you okay. If you're going through something, just know it always will get better. You're never going to be in the situation that you are currently in forever. So if you're in a really good position, appreciate every moment. Tell everybody that you care about, you love them, and you do care about them. And if you're in a bad situation, just know that everything is going to be okay. Believe in yourself. You're going to do great. You're a good person. Stay true to yourself. And please take care of yourself. You matter. You always will matter. And it's always important to hold on to what you believe in. And don't let yourself stray from your personal beliefs. That's the sentiment for today. I hope I see you guys again. And when I see you guys again, I hope your day's good. And I look forward to asking you and telling you that I hope that your day went well. This is going to conclude the pilot episode of the Yap-Sesh. Thank you for listening to me yapping. I hope the session was good. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't be afraid to let me know. I am at this point looking for any feedback. I'm open to it. This is the first episode, guys. This is the pilot. This is when all the TV shows look for their feedback. This is the review episode. If you like what is going on in the background, I don't know what game it is yet, but if you like the game in the background, let me know. If you want to see more of that game, I would love to do it. I would love to play for you. If you don't like the game, you want something else, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I am completely open to anything and everything that I can afford. If you want to see CS in the background, if you want to see Minecraft in the background, let me know. If you want to see anything else, don't be afraid to let me know. For any context, the profile picture is me. I'm not really planning on changing that because guess what? Guess whose podcast it is? It's mine. That is me. Is my podcast. This is my Yap-Sesh. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Almost butchered that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope to see you guys again very, very soon. Stay well, guys. Love y'all.